So I decided to build my own mast steps, and there are two reasons primarily. Although you see us out and about in the Solent, both Dave and I do a lot of solo sailing, sometimes quite some distances. And when you're solo and you get a problem aloft, it's actually quite difficult to do anything about it. And so for ease of getting aloft, scampering up some steps with a safety line, I thought it was a good idea. And the second reason is that I never check my rigging. Don't know whether you're the same. Maybe once, rarely twice a year do I ever go up and check my rigging. Because when you're going to have somebody winch you up, it's sort of hard work and inconvenient. And so I thought to be able to just simplify it, I'm going to check my rigging more often. An easy thing to do before a long passage. So for those two reasons primarily, I thought I'd build my own. You can buy them, but I'm a bit of a cheapskate. And I bought a plate of 3mm aluminium for £40, less than the cost of 2 steps, 2 of the cheapest. So I thought I'd give you a little quick look at my design and my manufacturing and my installation and see what you think. Most mast steps of this type are made of 5 or 6mm aluminium, and I needed a plate about 1 metre by ½ a metre square, and that's a lot of weight, and I was a bit reluctant to put that much weight aloft, so I went for 3mm. The downside of that is that 3mm is not so strong and it can deform, and so this is my first iteration. I rigged it up, screwed it to a post, put full weight on it, and as expected it did deform. Second iteration, I thought let's double the thickness of the foot plate. This one was as solid as a rock, but it looked pretty ugly, so that was no good. So the third and final iteration put this strengthening bend in the foot plate, and I'm really pleased with it. Solid as a rock again, no movement at all. See what you think. So here are the dimensions and the plan that I used. It started with me drawing this plan out 22 times on my sheet of 3mm aluminium. Following that, it was a simple job to use a jigsaw and to cut each one out. Clean it up with a file. I produced a simple paper template for simplifying the center punching. Drilled 3 6.3mm holes. I applied a little bit of heat, at least on the 90-degree bends, and simply laid in there with a rubber mallet. Produce one master and made sure that every following step was a close match. Bit of cleanup with a needle file and job done. Installing these is a job for a younger man, I think. I got home completely exhausted. I climbed up and hung there doing the work on a gree and an ascender on 2 safety lines. Marked the 3 holes with a pencil. drilled 3 pilot holes. And then drilled 3 6.3mm holes. I used 6mm diameter, 12mm long pot rivets. It was middle of February, but fortunately it was like a summer's day. You certainly wouldn't want to be doing this in bad weather. I was pretty pleased with the outcome. Every one of them seemed to be in there really solid, full weight, no deformation. We shall see how useful they are.